gonna use the remote.
That's true. You want to use it now?
Hey guys.
Hello.
Thank you so much for watching our cruise series. We had an incredible time.
Still can't stop obsessing over it.
Yeah, we've been talking about it nonstop since we got back. We already know that we want to do that again. No question. We're doing it again for sure. If you have been hesitant to book a trip to Alaska,
Stop it.
go. Book the trip and go.
Seriously.
This is your sign. Go.
It will change your life.
It's incredible. It's unlike any other cruise you've ever experienced. It's just fantastic. To kind of round out our cruise vlogging series, we thought we'd kind of end with a bit of a haul of our souvenirs that we got in Alaska. And then we'll end the video with kind of like our review of the cruise in general and like different things that we would want to review and maybe like some tips and tricks we could give you guys, especially those of you who are going to be doing the same cruise or want to do the same cruise at some point in the future. So let's start with our haul. Let's jump right into it. First, let's talk about the free thing that that Josh won. So Josh won. He won trivia.
Guess that song, classic rock.
He got 20 out of 20.
Because of course I did.
Because of course he did, truly. This is one of the fun activities on board the ship. They have trivia every day, multiple trivias every day. So if you're somebody who likes trivia or there's a subject you're like really interested in, they do like Friends trivia, SpongeBob trivia, superhero trivia. They did a history trivia.
Did you do a Game of Thrones trivia?
I think they did, yeah, Game of Thrones. So there's tons of things. Definitely keep an eye out on your daily schedule, your fun schedule.
Yeah.
And you'll find different trivias that you like. And you might even bring home a shiny hunk of plastic. Now, you probably saw this in one of the videos, but these are some souvenirs we got on the ship at the fun shops. Lanyards! We got some lanyards. They have the perfect little protective pouch for your sail and sign card. Sign and sail, I think. It doesn't say on here.
Sail and sign, says on the back.
Your sail and sign card.
Important. This is your sail and sign card. It's in all capital letters, so you know it's important.
Yes. This is a very important card if you have not cruised before. This not only opens your room, it is your key to being able to make purchases. It is your key to getting back on the ship if you exit the ship at any port.
This is your lifeline.
This is your lifeline. It's very important to keep it on you at all times and also make sure it's safe. So it was really nice to just have it around our necks.
Yeah.
Also with the clear protective case, we didn't, other than getting into the room, because you have to, like a credit card to get into the room. But when they would scan it, us getting back on the ship, we didn't even have to take it out. They just, because it was clear. So definitely very good purchase.
Yes. Also a cool little feature about these lanyards is that there is like a little medallion on them, at least on the style that we bought, and artwork of a Carnival cruise ship right there. And what's actually really cool is that that part actually slides out. So if you want to, cut a little circle out of one of your favorite pictures, maybe of your favorite person, and put it in there instead, you could totally do that.
Or a vacation picture that you took on the cruise. There was only one other thing we bought at the fun shops on the ship, and it turned out to be very useful.
Yeah.
In fact, we are still using it. It's this double deck of playing cards. And honestly, I mean, if you have playing cards at home, I definitely recommend you bring them with you because we play cards a lot. There's a lot of opportunity to play cards. There's a lot of opportunity to play games. On our ship, there was even a card room.
Yeah.
But you can play cards anywhere, any of the lounges. Like, a bunch of people are playing cards. It's not going to be weird if you bust out a deck. But we really liked having this.
I wouldn't recommend playing them in the hot tub, though.
Probably not. Probably not. People might look at you weird. It was only $7.95 for both of them. So
yeah,
that was definitely a steal. I just want to preface this by saying we're not big shoppers in general. We don't generally bring home a lot of goodies. So I feel like we didn't bring home a ton of stuff. If you don't know, we collect magnets from wherever we go. So we had to get magnets from wherever we went. That is one thing I wish Carnival had, is I wish they had Carnival like magnets.
Yeah.
Either with the logo or with the ship's name on it, because we were looking in the fun shops. The only things they had were Alaska magnets, which is nice if you forgot to get them in Alaska, but we prefer to get the magnet where we were, if that makes sense.
Right.
So we waited until we got to our ports to get magnets, and the first one we got was Juneau, and you probably saw this on our stateroom door. So next up was Skagway.
This one really, really awesome moment was when we were actually coming back to the ship by way of the shuttle. And the shuttle driver gave each of us one of these little pins. If you can't read it on here, it says Alaska's Inside Passage, which all of our Alaska ports of call are a part of. Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan.
Yeah. It's pretty much, it's called the Inside Passage because it's pretty much, okay, so I conveniently have the shape of Alaska back here behind me.
Yes.
If you'll notice, Alaska is like that big hunk, and then it's got one tail here off in the front, and then one tail in the back, kind of alongside Canada. The Inside Passage is going inside all of those little islands in that tail.
Yeah.
So that's all it means, the Inside Passage. Yeah, that's a really cool pin, and we got it for free.
Yeah.
From this very nice shuttle driver.
Now, when we were in Skagway, we actually got a couple of magnets. And the first one that I think is worth highlighting is this one. I am very fond of this particular magnet because it has a humpback whale on it. And whales are one of my favorite animals on Earth. Humpbacks just happen to be my favorite whale. This particular one is a lot like the one we got in Juneau, where it's got the dual image going on there.
Yeah, I think we were kind of hoping that we'd be able to find all of them like this. Spoiler alert, this was the last one like this we found. So
Yeah.
we did not find one for Ketchikan or Prince Rupert, but that's okay, because they're still really cool.
Yeah.
Now, Ketchikan was our next port of call, and that's probably where we got the most shopping done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and show you the magnets we got. The first one, it's not really Ketchikan specific, but it was just really cool because, again, it's that Inside Passage title, and then it's got the name of all of the Alaska ports that we had. So I thought that was kind of cool to commemorate the cruise. If we couldn't get one of our cruise ship, it was cool to get one of like our cruise.
Yeah. But gosh darn it, I want a magnet of a Carnival cruise ship.
I know, me too. And then this one from Ketchikan. Ketchikan's really big on honoring the indigenous culture that is present, and so the totem poles are very, very, very big part of Ketchikan. Honestly, it's a really big part of Alaska.
Yeah.
In general, the Pacific Northwest, honestly, but especially Ketchikan, they really do a good job. There's like workshops you can go, different excursions you can go and watch the people who like make totem poles. You can watch them use like traditional tools to make these. It's really, really cool. So we had to get one of a totem pole. It's really hefty and good quality.
Yeah.
And the next thing we got, I wanted to get some stuff for my staff because I left on vacation for 2 weeks and they had to manage work without me for a while.
Thank you.
So I got each of them just like a little keychain. They're all different, but I just figured keychain, like who can't use a keychain? And then this is something we got at Ward Cove, the mill at Ward Cove. We had to get a Christmas ornament. If you know, you know. We're Christmas people, so we couldn't come away from this trip without an ornament for our Christmas tree. It's perfect. And then the last thing we got in Ketchikan were these beautiful earrings made out of abalone shell. They, I believe, portray the Northern Lights, but it was really cool. I was able to wear them on our second elegant night for dinner. So.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to wear them again, many times.
Our fourth and final port of call for the cruise was Prince Rupert, British Columbia. Oh, Canada.
We got to go to Canada.
What shall we talk about first? How about this magnet right here?
It's a good magnet.
Oh, Canada.
I really like how it specifically says Prince Rupert.
Yeah. I really dig the hand-painted look. We got 2 magnets in Prince Rupert. The other portrays a whale tail. Because again, whales are awesome. Third item is actually another piece of jewelry made with abalone shell.
It goes really well with my abalone Northern Lights earrings.
Last but by no means least, because you got to, Canadian maple syrup.
We had to. It's like the law.
Well, especially if it's in a maple leaf sized bottle.
Exactly.
How adorable is that? So out of all the souvenirs that we bought, do you have a favorite one?
Ooh, probably my necklace or my earrings. But honestly, this magnet, I think, is like the coolest.
It's really cool.
Pretty great. What about you?
I am drawn to that. Ornament, especially because of the wood of it. It just goes really well with Christmas. Either that or the maple syrup.
Now for kind of our review of the cruise, different parts of the cruise, specific things about the cruise. In general, I mean, you've already heard us say it, we're gonna do it again. So in general, you can definitely tell we loved this trip. We love this cruise. Did you have any thoughts on the ship that you wanted to share, specifically the Carnival Legend? What was kind of your overall thoughts of the ship?
I really enjoy that. Like all Carnival ships, the fun vibes are just everywhere, in every corner, down to the way that they decorate. Some would say that the interior design of Carnival ships are a bit on the gaudy side. It's just a very busy looking aesthetic. But in my opinion, that just really goes along with the fun vibes that Carnival is all about.
Kind of part of its charm.
Yeah. I would say so. But when it comes to specifics with the Carnival Legend, one of the first things that I noticed once we really got acquainted with the whole thing is that, it is a noticeably smaller ship than the Splendor. I forget exactly the name of the vessel class of the Splendor, but the Legend is a Spirit class. It's just a slightly smaller class vessel. But to go hand in hand with that, whether you consider a small ship to be a plus or a minus for you, all of that aside, I found the Legend to be a very easy to navigate ship. I remember when we were on the Splendor together, it took me a very long time to acquaint myself with how to get around.
There were certain decks you couldn't go all the way across.
There we go.
I think it had to do with the atrium possibly, or the restaurants. I'm not really sure what it was that was like blocking, but like you couldn't go all the way across. So if you were at, let's say, 4 aft and you needed to get to 4 forward, you'd have to go to an elevator, go down to 2, then go across to forward, and then get in an elevator and go up to 4 forward. We didn't have that problem at all in the Legend. It seems like every deck just goes all the way across. So.
Yeah.
I definitely loved I'm a girl who loves a theme. And I love when a theme is really adhered to. I have not seen a theme adhered to on any Carnival ship quite like the Legend. I think it's really cool that there was kind of like a cohesive theme. Carnival Legend, the theme being legends and myths. So, the wall art was famous myths and legends. There were different like sections that were themed to different things. Like the dining room upstairs on Lido was called the Unicorn Cafe. The lounge where they did comedy and stuff like that was like themed to like Russian legends and stuff like that. So that I thought was really, really cool. I know every ship has a theme, but like as an example, the Carnival Splendor, the theme is splendor.
The theme is shiny.
The disadvantage I would say to it being so small is there wasn't a lot of options on where to have certain things. So every single trivia was inside the Red Frog pub. And I think every Carnival ship has a Red Frog pub, and that's usually where they do karaoke. Sometimes they do trivia in there. But from what I remember of the Splendor, there were tons of different places that trivia was happening. There were a ton of different options. We had trivia in the atrium. We had trivia in like the lounges, like all these different places. And I don't ever remember having trouble finding a seat. But for whatever reason on the Legend, Every single thing is in the Red Frog pub, and it is not a big Red Frog pub.
No.
By any means. It's very small. So if there's something going on, trivia, karaoke, which is all the time, let's be real, you are like hunting for a place to sit down. It's kind of strange. Like for most of the trivias, we had to stand.
Yeah.
And I've never had that experience on Carnival before, so that was odd to me. And I do remember the atrium on the Splendor having so much room that there was seating on the sides of the atrium. We even did trivia there one time, but that is not the case with the Legend. There's only seating in the center, and then there's the bar. One other issue that I had, I don't want to make it seem like we're just complaining about this ship. We really loved this ship. But
oh yeah, would absolutely sail on the Legend again.
one thing to keep in mind, it felt, particularly in the last couple of days, the elevators felt like they were just taking forever. I don't know if that has to do with like the crew needing it for like luggage. I don't really know. To be completely honest, I don't know what was happening. It also didn't help the glass elevators, which are located in the atrium. Every Carnival ship has those 3 glass elevators.
And everyone loves to use them, us included.
Yes. The middle one in the last, I think, 2 days was stuck between floor 8 and 9. And so that one was completely non-operational. So there were only 2 there. Granted, there are other elevators around, but like having just one elevator down slowed things down even more. If you're able, maybe just take the stairs. Especially if you're going up or down like 1 or 2 decks.
Yeah.
Just maybe take the stairs.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. Overall, we loved the Legend. We think that if you are sailing on the Legend in the near future, you're going to have an excellent time.
Absolutely.
The crew is amazing. Amazing. You unfortunately will not have the same cruise director we did, so we can't really speak to the cruise director you'll have because ours goes on his leave.
Yeah.
I think he went today. Today was his...
Oh, yeah.
He was talking about it at a Q&A, so I think you will all have a great time. You will really enjoy the ship. There are so many... Go to Serenity. Find those cabanas. The nice thing about an Alaskan cruise is I feel like not that many people go up in the outdoor portions.
Because it's cold up there.
I mean, it's not that cold, to be completely honest with you. It's cold, but it's not like you're freezing cold. So there's plenty of cabanas.
Definitely more cabanas and lounge chairs available than there is hot tub space.
Oh, yeah.
Because the hot tub in the Serenity area is quite small. But, whatever. And now for one of my favorite subjects on Earth, food.
Buffet up on Lido. What are your thoughts?
Some of the stuff was subpar, and some of the stuff spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's hit or miss. It's a buffet, so... don't go in with like crazy high expectations, but also like you might be really surprised by some of the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Some of this was really good. I think my biggest issue was the breakfast buffet. I think I was slightly disappointed by the breakfast buffet. It felt like there wasn't much, and there's like 4 little stations for the buffet, and they're all the same.
Yeah.
The one thing I did like is the omelet bar.
Yes, loved that.
That was definitely a lifesaver. But beyond that, they had scrambled eggs, which were gross. I'm just going to say they were disgusting. Other than that, they had like toast, bagels, French
waffles.
Toast, waffles, pancakes. So there was like a lot of carbs. They had a sausage option pretty much every day.
Yeah.
They never had bacon.
No.
Ever. So I think that was my only qualm with breakfast. If you're more into like carby breakfast, then I don't think you're gonna have a problem. Having the coffee machine right there is great.
Nice juice selection.
Yeah, and like the breakfast wasn't terrible. I just,
oh God, no.
I just kind of wish there was a little bit more, especially in the protein side of things.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that, definitely hit up the omelet bar or Blue Iguana Cantina because they have breakfast burritos and huevos rancheros. But still, even with the Blue Iguana Cantina's breakfast burritos, still no bacon.
Yeah.
There was no bacon. I don't understand. Now for the food in the main dining room. First off, I want to say, if you've never been on a cruise before, please eat in the main dining room
Yes.
for dinner. We've heard so many stories from people who thought that that wasn't included in their cruise ticket. That food is included.
Yes.
Go to the main dining room.
We are not referring to, whatever the steakhouse is called aboard, which is an additional charge. This is not that.
No. This is, the sitting in the main dining room and being served your meal is included. If it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it doesn't matter. It's all included. The only time there's going to be a surcharge, it will specifically state it on the menu.
Right.
Generally at dinner, that's going to be things like surf and turf, and I think like what kind of steak was it? Filet mignon, I think.
Yeah.
Other than that, go to the main dining room. Oh my gosh.
There is more to cruise food than just the buffet.
Yes.
As much as I love a good buffet.
Yes. The main dining room is like the best part.
Honestly.
One of the best parts about the main dining room is that the menu changes every day.
Yes.
There's like a few staples that will, like, I think they're called everyday selections, but most of the selections are going to change daily. So it gives you the opportunity to try things you never have before. You also can order multiple things. Generally, you can do a starter, an entree, and a dessert, but if you want 2 starters, you can get 2 starters. If you want 2 entrees, you can get 2 entrees. If you want 2 desserts, you can get 2 desserts.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I did notice on the menu, I have never noticed this before with Carnival, but if you get a 3rd entree or more, then there is a surcharge. So just pay attention to that. That was never an issue for us because that is a lot of food.
So much food. It's got to be a way to combat food waste because, I would imagine people who are ordering 3 or more entrees are usually doing it just so they can have like a few bites of everything. That's a lot of food to go to waste. On the nights where I was doing more than 1 entree, I was getting only 2 at the most.
Yeah, same.
But the fact that you can do more than 1 starter, more than 1 entree, it is fantastic for somebody like me who loves variety, but at the same time is also indecisive.
I definitely think it's great for when there's something on the menu that you've never tried before and you've always wanted to, but you've been hesitant or scared, because if you don't like it, you could always just get another entree that you do like. So we love the main dining room for that reason. The service is also out of this world in the main dining room. So definitely go.
If there is one thing that I have learned about Carnival dining staff, they will take good care of you. So because that is their default, just like any sort of, restaurant server type situation, please show them the respect that they deserve because they are taking good care of you. I find that, being extra pleasant to your wait staff, it's going to make for a better experience for everyone involved.
What would you say about the food in the main dining room, specifically the food?
Like on Lido Deck at the buffet, can be hit or miss. Usually more hits, but for every Grand Marnier souffle, there is a clam chowder situation. And I highlight those two dishes because the Grand Marnier souffle was one of the best things that I ate on the entire trip. It was by far my favorite dessert of the trip. And that clam chowder from, the first formal night, was by far the worst clam chowder I've ever had in my life.
And those were in the same meal.
Yes.
It's definitely hit or miss, but I think there's definitely more hits than misses. Their biggest strength is in their desserts. I think their desserts are wonderful.
Yeah.
I think their entrees are pretty good too. I think their appetizers can often be hits or misses, but yeah, for the most part, you're going to get hits.
Oh, yeah.
So where I think I would rate the buffet food like a 6.5 out of 10, I think I would rate the main dining room food like a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. Now, when you're giving the buffet a 6.5, are you also including areas like the deli and Pizza Pirate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like all of that is included in that. I do like in the buffet, during lunch, you have a ton of options.
So many.
I mentioned that breakfast buffet, there's not a lot of options, but there is for lunch. There's a ton of options. So.
Yes. As far as the rating that I would give to the buffet and the main dining room, copy, paste. I completely agree with your ratings.
Nice. So now we kind of just have some tips and tricks if you're going to be taking the same cruise or you plan on taking it in the future. First off, I'm going to go with just sort of like what to pack because I feel like I was really intimidated by not knowing how, like, just how cold it was gonna feel.
Yeah.
Because we come from Central Valley, California. It doesn't even snow where we live. So we just didn't know really what to expect. So I think we kind of went overboard with packing. The essentials, I would say you definitely need a windbreaker or like a raincoat of some kind.
Yeah.
An umbrella. They sell like little compact ones on Amazon that are great. The little backpacks that we had that were like drawstring backpacks, and they were like a waterproof material.
Or water resistant.
Water resistant material. That great. I think mostly just prepare for the rain. Somewhere at some point it's gonna rain. So just be prepared for it and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It definitely was not as cold as I was anticipating. There were actually, when we got to Juneau, I had like my jacket on, I had my gloves in my bag ready to go, and we were walking for about 5-10 minutes, and I was like, I have to take my jacket off because I'm sweating. And I walked around in a t-shirt for the rest of the night. We never used our gloves. I used my beanie one time and then it started raining and I was like, this is not a good beanie for rain. What am I doing?
Right.
So
especially with the little fuzzy pom-pom on top.
Yeah, so I took that off. It was cute, but like...
Oh, super cute.
It was not practical. I also bought him long johns. Is that what they're called? Like the like thermal pants to put on.
They're still in the packaging.
No one...
They didn't get opened at all.
What was I thinking? Like, as if we were going to the Arctic. Like, it was not that cold. Actually, the coldest I was the whole trip, and maybe you might agree with me, San Francisco.
Yes.
Freezing cold in San Francisco because it was, like, so windy, and the wind was, like, that sharp, cold, biting wind. That was when we were leaving and when we came back. Like, the closer we got to San Francisco, the colder it got.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Even in the fjord, I didn't feel like it was all that cold. I was wearing my rain jacket. It was kind of rainy that day.
Yeah. There's a reason why that famous Mark Twain quote exists when he said, the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. Yeah. It's cliche, but gosh darn it, it's true.
Yeah,
Take it from someone who used to live in San Francisco.
It was so cold. I think, honestly, you'll be fine with a hoodie, with a sweatshirt. Again, with that like water resistant jacket with a hood, an umbrella. We honestly didn't even bring like rain shoes.
And I probably should have.
Well, you just need new shoes in general.
Well, that's true.
But I don't know. You might want to look into getting like water resistant shoes or something like that. There is a lot of walking involved, unless you're like renting a car or something. You do have to walk. So definitely something to keep in mind. You need good walking shoes for sure. But other than that, like we were contemplating getting like the big puffer jackets, but they're expensive and there's no reason for us to have them living here in Central Valley, California. So I'm so glad we didn't buy those because...
Oh man, that would have been money down the drain.
Yeah, and space in our luggage. That we did not have space to spare. My next tip is for an Alaskan cruise specifically, spend as much time as you possibly can outside. Up on the deck or at least by a window. If you can't handle being outside, I know people are more sensitive to the cold than I am, but even you were fine outside.
For the most part,
bundle up.
Yeah, just bundle up.
Get some hot cocoa. It's free. Something that is so unique about an Alaskan cruise is getting up into, as you're, after your couple of days at sea, as you get up to those Alaskan islands, you actually have scenery as you're cruising. That's something pretty unique to Alaska because most cruising to like the tropics or, whatever, it's the ocean and then it's the place you're going.
Yeah. It's like, all of a sudden we're there.
Yeah. Whereas this was scenery from day 3 until day 8. There's just something spectacular and marvelous about being outside and taking in the views, and not just on the day you sailed through the fjord, but every day. Something
that I had periodically said over the course of that time where it's just like scenery all around you was, God is an artist. It is some of the most beautiful scenery and nature and all that fun stuff that I have ever seen in my entire life.
Yep.
There really is no accurate way to describe what it feels like to look at it all. Now, one tip that I think is worth mentioning, if you drink like we drink, is to not get the drink package that Carnival offers.
I don't remember the exact cost, but it's around $80 per person per day.
And everyone in your stateroom has to have it purchased. It can't just be one of you.
Everyone 21 and over. Yeah.
Yes.
And so for us being on a 10-day cruise, that would have totaled about $1,600. We don't drink that much.
No.
We don't drink nearly enough to break even on that. I think to break even, you would need to have about 7 to 8 drinks a day. So if that's something that you are into, if that's something you can do, by all means, buy it. If you think you can drink more than that, definitely buy it. I'm also the type of person that, like, even if I have like 4 to 5 drinks in one night, which is a lot for me, the next morning, the next day, I am not even going to want to think about alcohol. So
the next day or two.
Yeah. So that's it. Again, for us personally, like, it's not worth it. It might be worth it for you. It's not worth it for us. Another tip is, especially with an Alaskan cruise, you will generally have a naturalist on board, which is like a wildlife scientist. They will give lectures on different subjects, wildlife, nature you might encounter at the ports. I highly recommend attending these. I wish we had been able to attend all of them.
Yeah.
We didn't get to all of them, but we did see the one she did on whales and the one she did on moose. The whales in particular were super helpful because it helped us be able to spot them. Because if you're going on an Alaskan cruise, you're going to see whales. Like, they can't guarantee it, but they pretty much guarantee it. So it helped us a lot because we were able to, like, we were like, oh, there's one, because we knew what to look for.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend that. It's just really interesting.
One thing that I think is definitely worth mentioning as well is that the seas seem to be a bit more rough on an Alaskan cruise. I would definitely make sure that you do whatever it is that you can to either fight or prevent seasickness, because there were at least 2 or 3 times where I started feeling a bit queasy. Luckily, we were prepared. We brought Tums, ginger capsules, and seasickness patches. I forget the brand of the ones that we used, but they used like all natural ingredients. They were great.
Yeah, they worked really well. It's just something to keep in mind. I have heard that on like cruises to the Bahamas or the Caribbean, that the ship kind of rocks more like front to back. But on the Alaskan cruise, it definitely rocked more like this. So I don't know if that will make any difference to you. We definitely did feel it. We for sure felt it.
This next tip speaks more to people who are very itinerary focused, even on vacations. Don't be afraid to be flexible, especially if you're doing a longer cruise, like 10 days to Alaska and back. Because even if there is stuff on the itinerary where you're just like, oh, I gotta do this, this, and this, be okay with missing something.
I would also say be flexible at the ports, because you never know what the situation is gonna be. For example, when we were at Juneau, there were only 4 docks at Juneau for cruise ships, and they were all full. So Carnival did what they could to make sure that people with excursions and things that were booked were able to get ashore as quickly as possible. But just keep an eye out, keep an ear out for that type of stuff. The cruise director hosted kind of like a talk about Juneau the day before and kind of explained the situation and how it was going to work. And you had everybody had a choice. You could either take the water shuttles as soon as they started, or you could wait until about 5:30, 6 p.m. and just walk off when they finally did dock. Just keep that in mind. That might not even happen to you. But again, be flexible, because there are so many things that are not in Carnival's control, not in the captain's control, not in the cruise director's control, not in your stateroom attendant's control. So don't take it out on them. Just be flexible. Just try to enjoy your vacation as best you can.
Especially if you don't have any excursions booked, because if you don't, then that's a big load off your mind.
The other thing I would say is to also be mindful of the fact that there's a chance that you don't see the glacier at the fjord. We did not.
Right.
Don't be too disappointed. Again, that is something that is beyond the control of anybody.
Weather's gonna weather.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of all we have for you that we can think of. If you guys have any questions or you're curious about anything, you want to know more about something, let us know in the comments down below. We'll do our best to answer anything that we can.
Uh-huh.
We are for sure wanting to do this again. So, yay.
As soon as possible, please.
I know. We're going to take off for now. We are hoping to see you again soon for some more adventures.
Yes.
Cooking adventures, daily life adventures, maybe the next travel adventure we're taking in November. We'll see.
So until we see, live long and prosper.
Tomorrow's a new adventure.